Everyone, I'm Nicole, Market Development Manager for the USA here at Visit Scotland. In today's session, we are going to highlight why reaching the North America market, the USA and Canada, is important for Scotland's visitor economy and for your business. When we look at the situation as a whole, inbound tourism to Scotland is thriving, particularly from an international perspective. The provisional 2024 data from the recently released International Passenger Survey figures, also referred to as IPS, once again show that Scotland was the top performing country out of all the UK nations. Overall, there were 4.38 million inbound visits to Scotland in 2024, a new record high, surpassing both pre-COVID levels by 27% and 2023 levels by 10%. Domestic tourism remains important for Scotland, but as with all business planning, we would recommend attracting a mix of markets in order to help spread your risk. The USA remains Scotland's largest international source market. The IPS data for 2024 recorded Scotland's highest ever visitor numbers and spend figures, accounting for 22% of the total international visitors to Scotland and 36% of the total international spend. Similarly, the Canadian market continues to be in our top 10 international source markets, albeit 2024 figures were down slightly on the previous year. In comparison to 2019, the figures are up significantly. Hence, Canada continues to be a really important market for Scotland. In summary, the North America market brings more visitors and overall spend to Scotland than the top three European countries combined, demonstrating the economic significance of this market to Scotland's tourism economy. Here you can see the top 5 international markets for Scotland in 2024, including the USA, Germany, and France. When combining the international figures with the domestic figures, our largest source market overall, North America accounts for just 7% of total visits to Scotland, but a staggering 21% of overall spend. This is mainly driven by a longer length of stay and per visit value, both of which are far greater than our UK domestic visitor. So while the domestic visitor remains crucial to Scotland's visitor economy, considering international markets such as the US and Canada will not only help you spread your risk, it will benefit your business by attracting higher spending visitors. Scotland continues to benefit from great connectivity with more direct access from major US and Canadian hubs into Edinburgh and Glasgow in 2025 than ever before. The easier it is to get here, of course, the more people will come. Over the past couple of years, Scotland has benefited from the pent-up post-COVID demand for international travel, particularly to Europe from this market. Now, whilst we don't have a crystal ball to predict the future, insight tells us we may begin to see these figures flatten slightly over the coming years as demand for international travel softens. With all that being said, though, Scotland accounts for less than 1% of all outbound international visits from the US, so the potential for further continuous growth from this market remains significant. A look now at the North American visitor profile. We've already established that holiday visitors from the US and Canada stay longer and spend more. They are most likely to travel in couples with a partner or spouse, although we are seeing an increase in multi-generational travel parties. The largest demographic is aged 55 to 65 plus, affluent, retired or semi-retired empty nesters with higher than average household income. The majority of US visitors are on a leisure trip visiting Scotland for the first time. In Canada, however, the leisure visitor percentage is slightly lower due to the larger proportion of VFR visits. The visiting friends and relatives segment is quite unique to the Canadian market due to the large diaspora community. but remains an important market for Scotland due to the greater number of repeat visits and far longer length of stay with an average of 11 nights. North Americans are most likely to visit in the summer months, although we are seeing the seasonality of visits extend into the shoulder season. Therefore, highlighting what to do in your region out with the high season, considered June to August, is beneficial and encourages year-round visits. Due to the average length of stay being around 7 days and longer for VFR, they will visit multiple regions of Scotland. So, providing numerous reasons to explore your region will encourage them to slow down and spend longer in your area. Perhaps even think about hub and spoke style itineraries to encourage them to stay longer. In summary, North American visitors are high spenders who stay longer, visit multiple regions throughout the year, and have a good proportion of repeat visits, which in turn greatly benefits the wider Scottish tourism economy. Scotland's scenery and landscapes and unique history and culture remain important motivators for visits, followed by Scottish ancestry, particularly for Canadians, alongside Scotland's reputation for friendly and welcoming people. North Americans are immersive travelers, so will seek out attractions, tours, and experiences that allow them to experience firsthand these key travel motivators. Therefore, an enhanced focus on these topics when catering to these visitors is really beneficial. Think about how your current product covers these topics. Could you create something new to deliver in these areas or expand your current product into these areas? Let's take a look at some of those key trends and products and what this means for your business. Visitors from North America are looking for high-end accommodation, dining, and experience options. They tend to favour 4 and 5-star accommodation options, including full-service hotels and boutique properties. Early check-in due to overnight flights, large rooms, and large beds are welcomed. They greatly value and expect high levels of customer service. As remember, they come from a culture where tipping is the norm. They are happy to pay for upgraded or private touring options so long as they offer good value for money. Consider tiered pricing to give them the option of upgrading to a higher value product, as this will result in a higher yield for your business. They are motivated to come for iconic Scotland, but want to experience authentic Scotland. Immersive and authentic experiences that allow the visitor to form deeper connections with places and people are of high interest. They will actively seek out attractions and activities that have a story to tell. They wish to learn about local culture and traditions and connect with real Scottish people. So think about how you can enhance your product with storytelling elements and use of local guides. When we talk about their sense of adventure, choosing to travel to a long haul destination such as Scotland is an adventure in itself. However, visitors from North America are increasingly interested in the great outdoors, connecting with nature and switching off. They want to experience firsthand our beautiful scenery and landscapes, taking part in a variety of soft adventure activities such as guided walks, farm to fork experiences, and nature tours. With regards to responsible tourism, emphasis is given to the tangible positive impacts their tourism choices can have on people and places. Meaningful travel is the phrase that's most commonly used, again, leading with the emotional connection for the visitor. In terms of the planning and booking cycle, North Americans are considered long haul travellers and therefore require more lead time than, for example, our European visitors. They tend to start planning their holidays up to 12 months in advance and book up to 6 months in advance. Therefore, ensuring you have your rates and availability clearly displayed on your website at least 12 months in advance is really beneficial. Multiple sources are used in the planning and booking of their trips, including online resources and travel intermediaries. Ensure you have as wide a digital presence as possible, including visibility on Visit Scotland websites and with online travel agents such as Expedia and Booking.com. In order to increase the yield of your bookings from this market and capitalize on the longer lead times, Ensure you are developing immersive experiences that are available to pre-book in advance, whether directly or via an intermediary. Intermediaries such as tour operators and travel advisors or travel agents play an increasingly important role in the North America travel distribution system. Over half of US and Canadian travelers will use a travel intermediary for all or part of the planning and booking process. Travel intermediaries not only have huge reach, but they also play a really influential role in the choice of destination their client chooses. This matters because working with the travel trade will allow your business to reach new audiences and new visitor types, increase your repeat business, allow you to fill midweek and off-peak gaps in availability, and provide you with an early indication of capacity due to the longer lead times required for program contracting. Remember to price accordingly, offer commissionable or net trade-friendly rates, group discounts, and higher value booking options. Intermediaries are experts in their own markets, so can often give you advice on your product and pricing to make it attractive for their client. Considerations for your business. Be trade ready. Work on a trade product sheet and elevator pitch, and attend a travel distribution workshop in your area. Be discoverable. Being discoverable online is crucial in inspiring new visitors and reaching new markets. A strong Google business profile, social media presence, and a modern booking system will all help to make you more visible online. Embrace international opportunity. Look at opportunities offered by Visit Scotland to engage with international audiences, from web listings to in-person events such as Visit Scotland Connect. Lastly, now is the perfect time to remind the world of the warm and genuine welcome that awaits them in Scotland. We'll be looking across our activity to highlight the warm welcome that visitors can expect when they visit Scotland. A positive experience encourages longer stays and repeat visits, and when tourists feel welcome, they're more likely to spend money locally and explore beyond just the major attractions, helping distribute the economic benefit more widely. We must seize every opportunity to keep Scotland top of mind for global travellers.